Hey, what's up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back once again with Eldrazi Ramp on the draw. I was going to say on the play because of Gemstone, but on the draw for game one. Trying to figure out what we pitch here because we can go Gemstone, Forest, we can go either Temple or Rumble. Probably want to go. I mean, actually, either or is good. I'll pitch the Forest and then pass. A Forest, an Arbor Elf. Well, that's unexpected. Let's see here. So, if we go Breeding Pool, of course we can go into a Soul Land. Let's go Breeding Pool Shock. We go Malevolent Rumble here. There's a KGC, so we could go KGC on 2. And we'll go KGC. And pass, because if they don't have a threat, then we can just start chipping away at them pretty quickly, I think. Forest for Utopia Sprawl? Yes. Arbor Elf. Interesting. I have a Utopia Sprawl of my own. We can go Verdant Cat, fetch for a Forest. Utopia Sprawl on red. So we can do a couple things here. We can either A, go Sowing Mycospawn, or we can go KGC. If I go KGC, we can do a couple things. Liquid Metal Coating. I mean, they right now don't have much in the way of threats. And I'm feeling like KGC might be correct. We're gonna go KGC. I'm gonna minus KGC. We also could just go EE on 1 and clear the Arbor Elf and Sprawl. That might be the safer play. And then just Sowing Mycospawn next turn. But if that's the case, then I probably should have held off of my Sprawl. Not sure. I think about it. Liquid Metal seems right. Still not sure what we're playing up against either. I'll go Liquid Metal Coating. And pass. I mean, if they want to attack the Arbor Elves to Karn, that's fine. We're still taking out their Forest. The problem is right now they have 4 mana regardless. Potentially 5 or more. It's going to be interesting to see how they utilize this mana is the biggest thing. So that's 4. And they have 6. Bloodbraid Elf. Interesting. Huh. Very interesting. Okay. Windswept Heath. Fetch. Commercial District. We could also just go Stomping Ground, Shock, Talisman. Yeah, we'll go Stomping Ground, Shock, Talisman. Sowing Mycospawn not kicked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think I'll just, in that case, grab Ghost Quarter. And go to their draw. And pass. In retrospect, probably should have done that last turn. 3 mana for Overlord of the Hauntwoods. I'll gladly trade. Wooded Foothill. Unfortunate. I'll play the local metal. And then pass. Put a pause on end step. Fascinating. Bloodbraid Elf. Would not have expected that in today's day and age. Okay. Another Overlord. So it's like Gruul Ramp of some form. End step fetch down to 8. Commercial district. No reason to fetch at this point. Return to... Yeah, I kind of want to threat here. Like, yeah, it gets rid of the Arbor Elves, but return to yard. Trigger. Let's draw into something of value, shall we? That'll do. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Perfect. No imprint. Tis an Emrakul. Target you. And yes. Our turn, comrade. Blood Moon. Pillage. This looks great. Oh, I gotta love when that happens. Okay, so kind of like a Ponza-ish deck with Bloodbraid. Interesting. So we win. Gruul mid-range? Like, just like a mid-range deck. I'm not entirely sure. I guess maybe Ponza. Ponza. Yeah, let's go with Ponza. I mean, Torpor Orb feels good here for the ETB triggers. Haywire Might seems like a decent option. Cascade does Exile. I mean, if they're going to be trying to utilize Cascade, maybe Soulish Jailer's good here? Question mark. At the same time, they have a lot of mana dorks, so like Dismember and Return also seem decent. Ghost Quarter seems good if they're going to be using Utopia Sprawls. I'm not sure if KGC is great. Like, yeah, it's good. Not sure it's great. So maybe we just go... Good old Dismember and K return. Doesn't look like they're going to be utilizing the yard, so cut the bog. And run it like this. Yeah, let's try this. We'll see how important their Cascade plan is. If we see that for game 2, it's very important, then maybe we just bring in the Jailers. I'll keep. There's a turn 2 Karn. We also have this Member. Pass. Wooded Foothills. Pass. Breaker. Sprawl. 4. Red. Wooded Foothills. Commercial District. Sure. And thinking red here. Yeah, we'll go red. Pass. And pass. Sprawl. Okay. Red. Sure. Eldrazi Temple, eh? Well, seems like Bloodbraid Elf is kind of what they're going for, so I think we go Temple, Myco Spawn. Yeah, let's go Temple. Cast the Myco Spawn. I'll grab a Ghost Quarter. Seems pretty good against them. Pass. Who's the Ponza deck now, opponent? The big difference is you don't have soul lands. Sure. Yeah, Blood Moon's fine. I'm A-okay by this. So I think we just go lab, play KGC. Or do we hold up this member? I think we just go lab, fetch KGC, minus KGC for local metal coating. Get rid of KGC or die. Stone Rain? Yeah, that's fine. Nice thing about KGC, I get one of those every single turn. Get rid of your one mountain. I'm just gonna sit back at this Mega Spawn. I have no reason to attack. And Bone scoops it up. Alright. Yeah, Blood Moon, as I've said many a times, it is a bad card against Eldrazi Ramp. It is not, should not be your first choice of hate. Like, obviously they're already running Stone Rain, Pillage, probably Molten Rain too, so they have all of the land destruction. They are a land destruction deck, clearly. However, I think we might just be the better version. That said, we'll be back for match 2. Alright, and we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. Let's take a look at our opening hand, shall we? And is good. I will keep, reveal Devourer, play Temple, into Rainforest, into Rumble. So we're either looking for another Soul Land off Devourer or a Sowing Mycospawn, and then the opposite on the Rumble. Emrakul is going to be solid as well. Yeah, overall, seems like a solid hand. Devourer trigger. Nothing really of note there. I suppose we can just grab either the Talisman or the KGC, but when are we going to be playing the Talisman? We go Temple, Rainforest, Rumble. Sanctum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess 6 might be worth the Talisman, but I think the KGC might be better. Go Temple, pass, and pass. Mountain. Ragavan. Oh, Jesus. Not thrilled by that prospect. I'm gonna fetch. Shock the Stomping Grounds. Going to Rumble. Grab the Sowing Mycospawn. Now we're kind of just hoping to... Actually, I might just end up returning soon. Yeah. We'll see. Burst Lightning. Really? Okay. Interesting. What the hell am I playing against? I feel like I'm asking that a lot recently. Not sure that's a good thing or a bad thing. Hits a World Breaker. Would've liked that, but honestly not the worst thing for you to hit right now. Tempted to Mycospawn next turn. Field a Ruin on top of which. Jesus. Okay, even more tempted to Mycospawn then. Let's see if I can bait them to hitting a Ugin's Lab instead. That would be ideal. Imprint the Emrakul. So at least now we have a blocker. I'll say sacrifice the treasure token and immediately kill the Mycospawn. That'd be aggressive as hell. What you gonna do with that Field of Ruin? I just feel like a red prison deck, or something that someone's trying to make. Mountain. Okay. Yep, we baited them, so like that. Return. Thankfully, I have another 2 forests to work with. Four cards. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Draw. Huh. Yeah, we'll play the Talisman. Hold up the return. We'll just sit back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2 off the Emrakul. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 off the Devourer, though. Well, it cast him. Probably a Stone Rain if I had to bet. Close enough. Yes. So 2 Ponza decks. Interesting. Can't block, so we're going to return. And pass. 2, 4, 5. Now we need a soul land off top. That's annoying. That's our last forest too, so any future land destruction is basically going to be a frickin' sinkhole. So I think we need to just play Karn. Really. At least they didn't dash the dang thing. Temple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 12. We're off 1. Triggers. Do I want to sacrifice the Sanctum-of-Ugin? I guess by sacrificing the Sanctum-of-Ugin, I could grab another Sowing Myco spawn. Yes. Sowing Myco spawn. No. Attack. And pass. This way, even if they destroy land, we can just re-ramp. For smashing success. A fresh hell. Artifact or land. Huh. Okay. Interesting. We'll grab a Ugin Lab. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ugin Lab. Imprint Emrakul. What? Yeah, that's fine. Confused to why you would do that, though. Down to 11. Hold up the return. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have Emrakul next turn. Otherwise, we have KGC. Ragavan. Okay. And another land destruction spell. And the biggest thing is I already have threats on board. So, like, what are you going to do about it? That annoys me. just gonna scoop it up. Alright. So again, I'm guessing I'll just label this as Ponza. Or just land destruction? Maybe both as land destruction? Weird. Really, really weird. Making sure I wasn't in the friendly league. I mean, it has Ragavan, so I feel like Dismember is good. Maybe cut to return or cut to Karn? Yeah, I may just go like this. Again. Dismember return to deal with the Ragavans. We didn't see any other creatures, did we? Just land destruction spells and Ragavan. Weird. I mean, we have to assume maybe a Blood Moons, maybe a Haywire might. Am I all too worried about Blood Moon right now? Probably not. That is fine. Alright, on the draw for game 2. Hand is awkward. Yeah, there's not... I mean, so there is 9... I guess 10. 10 green sources. Like a 1 out of 6 or 12.5% chance per draw. It's not my preferred way to go about it. I mean, you have Dismember, but I feel like it being this slow is just not really an option. This is much better. I'll keep and drop the lab. I think that's correct. I guess maybe there's an argument for dropping the temple, but I think we dropped the lab. And pass. Ragavan. Yep. Which means they might have a turn 1 land destruction spell, so the Wooded Foothill off the bat is correct. And you are why I was thinking about maybe keeping the lab, because that way it could turn to a return. Could have been relevant. I'll take the hit. Kind of want to be able to just grab my commercial district, so that way Ragavan wouldn't be able to grab it, but then I risk them just destroying my land for free. Okay. Braid of Fire. What in the Sam hell am I playing against? Commercial District? Trigger. Talisman. I think we actually do keep this on top. We basically want ways to generate mana that they have trouble interacting with in a meaningful way. E-Temp, and then could go Talisman, could go Rumble. Both are options. Go Talisman, then pass, and pass. Interesting. Opponent doesn't make use of the mana? Why not? Unless they have something bigger? No, if they had something for 4 mana, they would have used it. So that doesn't make sense. Odd. Ragavan hits. I would have liked that. That would have been useful. Yes. I mean, we can play Karn next turn, cutting them short on mana if we wanted to do that. It's a thought. Doesn't seem like they have too much going for them, though. Interesting. The alternative is that we play the temple, we rumble, and then hold up return. It's an option as well. It does let us ramp. If we're going to return, then not really. There's more card selection at that point. KGC would lock them out of some mana, but I think the Braid of Fire would more or less replace it. I don't know. This one's a bit awkward. I'll rumble. Grab a Myco Spawn. We can Myco Spawn now, actually, which I think is correct. This way we have a blocker for the Ragavan, and we also get to ramp. Ideally, we can once again bait our opponent with a Sanctum of Ugin, or not Sanctum, an Ugin's Lab, talking Devourer. 6 card types in Yard is relevant. Do you have a Bolt? No. Now you're generating 2 mana with the Braid. I'm not sure how relevant that is, though, is the question. Sure, you're generating, let's say you generate infinite mana, that's good, but what do you have to spend it on? That's the question, right? So that's what I have to ask. What are they spending that mana on? What are they thinking of spending that mana on? And that I don't know. Opponent's Tinkin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can play the Devourer next turn to get rid of the Ragavan. If they destroy a land, then we can't. Looks like they've learned their lesson from last game about targeting Lab. So now I'll need a land. Another one. When they go again, then I guess next turn all we can do is really play the Karn. Blue. Ashling Flame Dancer. You don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. Oh, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, discard a card, then draw a card. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, Ashling Flame Dancer deals 2 damage to each opponent, each creature they control. If it's the third time, add 4. Fascinating. Okay, I see you. So the Braid of Fire starts to make sense now. 1, 2, 3. So I need a land, ideally. Ask and you shall receive. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Devour the Ashling. And attack with the Soil Myco Spawn. Okay. Fascinating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a land would be good. That way we can play the Devourer underneath Lab. Unless they, of course, destroy it. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but wouldn't be great either. Definitely an interesting deck. A bit confused by it, but it is interesting at the very least. With all land destruction being sorcery, though, I feel like I'm trying to question what red instance they're playing. And that I don't really know. I think we've seen Bolt, I guess. That's about it. So, like, it doesn't really... Like, yeah, it synergizes well with Ashlane. But... is that really the extent of Braid of Fire? Oh, hold on. They're doing something. Looks like I'm gonna get my question answered, and probably not a way that I'm a fan of. 6 mana. What the hell are you casting for 6 mana? Four mana? Opponent's thinking hard here. Okay, back up to 6. You have a way to kill the Devourer, maybe? What in the world? Electro Dominance. Deals 4 damage and then puts an Ashlane. Oh, okay, okay. I see. I understand. That's actually really funny. Alright. It's a Windswept Teeth. Draw. Talisman. Well, unfortunately, we cannot play the Devourer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Play a Talisman. And, I mean, we could go KGC. That's an option. Could go KGC into a Haywire Might, get rid of the Braid of Fire. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I mean, I could. But is it worth that? That I don't know. The alternative is just we just hold up the K return, deal some damage, call it a day. You only have 2 cards in hand. About to be 1 card? Fresh are you casting? If it's a Bolt, then you should have played that before. Sure. Electro Dominance. I guess Electro Dominance Burst Lightning, yeah. Fascinating. Go to combat. Let's not belabor the point, shall we? End step. Return Devourer to hand. And Gemstone Cavern. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I'm going to get rid of that Braid of Fire. I will not exile the return, and then we pass. Alright, opponent, what say you? 6/6 back on board. Another Ragavan. Draw. Utopia Sprawl. 4 blue. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or a KGC. I mean, what do I want to do here? Could go liquid metal coating. Could go EE for one. EE for one actually might not be a bad idea given that they have bolts. Bolts, burst lightning, and the like. Yeah, we could do that. At the same, they have ways to destroy artifacts, so that kind of feels a bit rougher. In that case, let's just go local metal coating. We'll hold back the Devourer. I mean, if they just hit Karn with Ragavan, so what, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can just smack you in the face. You have to hold back a blocker regardless. Because if you don't, you lose. Yep, that's fine. Karn goes to 1, but so what? Now I need a blocker. Replace Ragavan with Ragavan? Okay. We'll diversify. And blue. We're forced to block, so I have no reason not to attack. And pass. I mean, I think this is the game. Once again, you'll need a blocker. Opponent scoops it up, and we got there. Yeah, I think I'll just reclassify this as land destruction. Alright, well, we'll be back for match 3. Alright, and we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1. That's a mulligan. Not much better, to be honest. I mean, if we draw into a land, at least then we can get a Soin Microspawn on turn 3. K return's not bad. We'll keep it. Drop the Emrakul. I love this gemstone. If we were on the draw, this would have been that much better. Oh, good. Well, great time for me to keep a slow hand, unfortunately. It just got very interesting very quick. Let's see what we're up against. Could be the mirror, could be something else. It does mean that this hand's very fragile, especially if they are able to turbo out a Karn. Looking like the mirror if I had to bet. Yeah, that's a problem. It's kind of open for energy, not gonna lie, friend. Rumble is actually really good here. Unfortunately, this Hugin's Lab is not. Ghost Quarter does intrigue me, though. Kind of wish it stayed in the library. Thing is, playing Ghost Quarter next turn really does me no good, so I think we do grab this Ugin Lab. And now we need to hope that we draw into a 7-mana value spell. Because this is going to be a resource war. If my opponent plays smart, they'll K command my spawn. I really can't do anything, so we're just going to pass. Another talisman, okay. Really? That's interesting to me. Reading pool. Reading pool shock. So, there is a genuine thought here. So there's one of two things that are happening right now. I mean, even if they X2... No, I think it is just correct a Myco spawn. And we'll cast the Myco spawn. I thought about maybe it's right to play Talisman into return, but if they then play Karn, we're just dead. So we'll go with an Eldrazi Temple. Now we just hope that we don't simply die. I mean, thankfully we're not dead off the bat here. I was right about the Cake Man X2. I do think they probably should have exiled my spawn if they were planning on doing this. It would have made it so they couldn't have played the Myco spawn. Now the question is, what else you have in hand? One top, one bottom, and draw. So in Myco spawn would be unfortunate, but not the end of the world. A Karn would be a bit more complicated, though. Malevolent Rumble's okay, especially when you just use both your green sources. Command out. Imagine you grab KGC. If you do, we can... Oh no, we can't sweep. Uh-oh. Yeah, we don't have a red source outside of this Talisman. So they'd be able to block the spawn and then start liquid metal coating. Choose the Stomping Grounds for the green source. Really? So they have the kicked Myco spawn. Why did they just play it in the first place, though? They had the mana. World Breaker. I mean, they still had the mana. Alright. Can't play Commercial District right now. So in Myco spawn. And play another temple. And pass. No attacks. And they have lands for days. Right now we're playing behind on board. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So they have Emrakul. Damn. 'Tis a problem. So now Myco spawns are very much dead. No real reason to attack there. Is there a reason for me to block? Actually, yes, because otherwise they have lethal the following turn. But they kind of have lethal regardless, don't they? Because it'll just force me to attack the Soin Mech spawn in. At least we still have a chance. Alright, our turn, comrade. This is Eldrazi Ramp. Of course, we find our Emrakul. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Of course, they won't cast my Talisman. No reason to do that, nor the return. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we need a rumble off the top. At the very least, we need a blocker. If we don't get a blocker, we lose. That is, in fact, not a blocker. Don't think there's anything we can do here. That would have been a blocker. But 'tis not, so we lose. Yes, yes. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. Alright, well, that was expected off the bat, unfortunately. We'll bring in the Consigns and the Haywire Mites. And cut the returns. And I think we just run it back like that. Yeah. You could cut the gemstone cavern for something, but I'm not sure it's worth it. Of all things, maybe I could just throw in the stone brain for the hell of it. On the play for game 2, I'll keep. Okay, so I think I have a general plan here that I want to execute. Utopia Sprawl and blue Rumble. Ideally Drift to Evoke, and we can always hold up a Jukabog. By that point, I'm hoping to find ourselves a Soul Land. So then we can K-Command Ramp and follow up with an Emrakul. That seems feasible. Let's see if it works out. Utopia Sprawl on blue. Pass. Pass. Windswept Teeth and pass. Consign is good. We like Consign. Malevolent Rumble. There's the temple we were looking for. I'd like more types in yard, though. We could just play Bajugabog now. Might be worth it. Play Bajukabog, target you. You can always use the K command if really necessary. And pass. Forest, Rumble. Yes. Imagine they take the Chrysalis so they can get a body on board and ramp. Chooses Utopia Sprawl. Now that's surprising. Excuse me. Draw. Mycospawn. Well, let's do what we came here to do. Get rid of your red source. No Stone Rain for you, friend. I will grab an Eldrazi Temple. Might be an argument for me to hit this. Probably not. Like, if they Stone Rain, they Stone Rain. It's whatever. Sprawl. Yep. Red. Rumble. What we grabbing? Chooses Forest. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's go to end step. I would like a turn for Emrakul, please. That's not what I needed. That, however, is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Don't even need the imprint if I don't want. Though if we do, we can then sprawl, but sprawling on that forest feels dangerous. Yeah, I think I just want to hold the Null Drifter. So they're right on the money of the turn 4 Emrakul. We'll attack with the Signed Mycospawn. Bone scoops it up. Bone scoops it up. Good stuff. Alright. Do sideboard. No changes. Let's run it back. And I do think they might be on Stone Rain, which I think, as it's been decided, is a bit of a trap unless you're on the play. On the draw, it just is not fast enough. Opening hand looks okay. Yeah, you can make this work. In an ideal world, we draw into a 7-mana value spell. I'll keep and pass. Looks like they went down to 6. They kept their 6. Temple, pass, draw. There's the Devourer we were looking for. And pass. So we have a turn 2 KGC. That'll be very difficult for them to deal with. Fetch. Or Forest. Sprawl. For blue. So I do have a choice here. If they K-command X2, we could in response exile one of them. The problem that I foresee here is this. If they go Sowing Megaspawn, kick my Ugin Lab, we're going to be in trouble. Because I really don't have much in the way of a follow-up. Yeah, I will pass. Hold command. Really? They didn't? Weird. Really weird. You have nothing else. What in the fresh hell hand did you keep? You're telling me you did not have a K command, and you have 0 playables, no talismans, no nothing? Weird. One's gonna scoop. Alright. Yeah, I would love to know what the 6-card hand my opponent kept was. I mean, yeah, I've kept hands like that, I suppose. But, like, I can't really think of a situation where I'd keep 2 temples and no playables. Like, maybe it was, like, 2 temples. Maybe they're looking for a green source specifically to play, like, Rumble. So they're going off of, what, like, I don't know, 12% chance. But you're on the play, so that feels kind of rough. I mean, I've kept that before if the hand was amazing, but... wild. Alright, well, we'll take the win regardless. That said, we'll be back for match 4. Alright, and we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. Yep, we keep this hand. It is a solid hand. Debating whether or not we go Templar Cat on turn 2, though. I will go for red and pass. Let's see what we're up against before I make any real decisions on my second land drop. Oh, Belcher. At least that's my initial suspicion. Oh, gee, it's Mill. Okay. Here we go again, friends. Shoot. I want to find an Emrakul. And I want to find it now. Malevolent Rumble? KGC, I'll take it. Play Temple? Yeah, probably play Temple. You're not going to blow it up next turn, so yeah, I think Temple's fine. And next turn we convert in Catacombs because we're going to fetch anyways with a Soin Mycospawn. We might as well fetch with both. Not like they can freaking Archive trap me any harder. You got it, opponent. Could be holding up a... whatchamacallit? Drown on the Lock. Utopia Sprawl. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Fetch. Forest. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll go blue. Kick. And get rid of their blue source. They really just splash black. They encounter the body, and that's about it. Yep, there's Drown in the Lock. That is fine. Tempted to go Temple. Tempted to go Sanctum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He also could go Cavern of Souls. That is a thought. Might actually be worth going Cavern of Souls to ensure some bodies land on board. Yeah, we'll go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You know what? Actually, we're going to go Temple. There is a world. There's a world where we draw into Emrakul. Otherwise, we're just playing Gemstone Cavern into Karn. Tapped blue is great. There's an Emrakul, though. Unfortunate. Draw. I'll play KGC. And Bone scoops it up. Alright, I'll take it. I mean, yeah, at that point we can either EE for 1, clear Crab, or grab Local Metal Coding and pretty much lock them out the game, short of land drops. Which was the angle I was going to be going. So I'll take the game 1 win. I will want Dismembers and K returns. Cut 2 Karn. And maybe the Jukabog. Like, there are some instances where, like, exile my own graveyard is actually relevant. I think we just keep it like this, then. Yeah, we'll do that. 2 Emrakuls, you say? I'll keep it. They're gonna put cards in yards, so might as well keep our biggest threat. Shelldock Isle. K-Return. Sanctum, pass. I'd like a forest off top if possible, otherwise we'll just go turn 2 Tally. The Cavern Souls is nice, though, because then we will be able to guarantee the Emrakul on board. There's the crab. Luda Delta. I would have liked that temple. Well, maybe not right now, to be fair. Might go Cavern of Souls, name Eldrazi. Talisman of Impulse in case we need to K-Return. And pass. So currently at 6. At 7. I mean, we can be put up to 8, maybe at 11, so we need a soul land. Okay. At 5. That Dismember would have been nice. Unfortunately, the Ruin Crab specifically does have 3 mana, or 3 toughness. Draw. Bit late to the party here, Gemstone. Play Tally. Play Rumble. Not my favorite thing, but does get the job done. Let's see here. 5. Let's just assume we're going to hit 7. I think we at the very least hit 6 here, yeah? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'll grab the Ugin Lab. And pass. So next turn we can land an Emrakul. The only way that they avoid it is if they hit Emrakul off top into a surgical. That would really suck. Crab. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If we were to hit the 8th one, we could K-Return into Emrakul. That would be nice. Ugin Lab. We're going to insulate an Emrakul. Hmm. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is there a reason to do so? I don't know. Yeah, we'll do so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, don't even need to do that. I will not search, thank you very much. The body will resolve regardless of what you want. The question is whether or not you have the consign for the trigger. And we can do this all over again next turn, friend. Looks like they do have the consign. And they counter the Sanctum of Ugin trigger. That tells me something. That tells me you don't have an archive trap. Otherwise, it could be just a 1,000 IQ play and they do have it, and they're trying to bait me into using it. Imagine. I'm not sure why you would do that. Ruin Crab. Not to mention when you can force me to search with this Field Ruin anyways. Gonna target my Ugin Lab? Yeah, I'll return. Alright, well if you have an Archive Trap, time to use it. What we think, an opponent. Passing, really, no Archive Trap. Go to combat. Utopia Sprawl. For red. Sowing Mycospawn, kick. Get rid of a sewers. So you have a fatal push, understood. I'll grab a Eldrazi Temple, I suppose. Maybe another Ugin's Lab. Guess we could also test to see if they have any more basics. Why not? At this point, we're just trying to push them a little bit further to death. Oh, the Rune Crab is not... Never mind. Guess maybe because of Shelldock Isle would be the only reason why we would. Drown and Lock resolves. Comes down to this, friend. Can you mill 25 cards? What? Oh. Yes. They removed Pluto Delta from their own deck to try and thin it to find answers? No shot. And we got there. Good stuff. All right, well, so far that is 4 wins, 0 losses going into the 5th match. Let's see if we can get that trophy. All right, and we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. Let's take a look. I will keep... We'll go District, Temple, Rumble. Ideally find a Mycospawn, Temple. I guess the alternative option is we go Temple, then hold Windswept Teeth. That way we have the choice between going Rumble or Temple into, let's say, K command. Probably the right play in all actuality. I would have liked to play this a bit earlier because now it's just going to be awkward timing. Yeah. but we can make it work. Temple, pass. And pass. Gala Shrine, shock for Thoughtseize. Takes Rumble. Yep. And draw. KGC. In that case, we'll go Temple, Talisman, pass. So at least we have a turn 3 KGC. We'll see if they have a threat on board. If they hold up 2, then we know it's Felia, and we'll probably hold up the return instead. Planes, they do not hold up. Overlord of Balemark, perfect, no threats on board. Grabs a Ketramos or a Flicker Wisp. Imagine the Flicker Wisp. Let's see. Yes, so that way they can get the Overlord back. Not thrilled by that prospect. Draw. Devourer. Interesting. Well, they're going to Flicker Wisp regardless, and that's okay. We can't do anything about that right now. What we can do instead is grab Stomping Ground Shock. Yeah, I think Stomping Ground Shock is correct. And then KGC. That's 2, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So KGC... KGC minus. Yes. We could Tormod's Crypt to get rid of more things in their yard. For example, that Ketramos is a kind of annoying if they Overlord. Because the annoying thing about Overlord's ability is that it specifically can return any card from the graveyard. Yeah, so maybe we go... Either that or we go Torpor Orb. We could just go Torpor Orb. But there's no real way for them to kill Karn this turn. So I think we go Tormod's Crypt. Yeah. Not to mention we actually aren't guaranteed to be able to play Devourer next turn, which is the annoying part. We'll go Torpor. No, Torpor, sorry. Tormod's Crypt. And pass. What I need is a land off the top. And... land, fetch. There's Flicker Wisp, Flicker the Overlord. Yes. Flicker Wisp trigger. Returns the Overlord. And then I can't respond is the next problem. Yeah, we'll Tormod's Crypt you now. I'd rather not get that Ketra. Of course, you find another Ketra anyways, or a Witch Enchanter. Draw. Yikes. So in that case, Commercial District trigger. Misty Rainforest top minus KGC. KGC will die, so let's make the best of the situation and grab Torpor Orb. The only thing is here that I would like to cast the K return. tempting. We'll pass. Opponent's going to be confused to why, but it'll make sense in the end, I promise, opponent. The combat. Attack me, attack Karn. Trigger. Grabs Witch Enchanter. To block, let's just K-return now. And pass. There's Ketra. Or is this a Witch Enchanter? Either that or just misplayed the Bog. Which when I did cast that in order to kill the whatchamacallit, Flicker Wisp, I did think about that. That would be a bit unfortunate. That maybe we should have held. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's likely that they misplayed. To be fair, I misplayed too. Should have definitely cast that on end step, taken my beat, called it a day. Alright. Thoughtseize. I mean, I guess you can take the Torp Orb for what it's worth. But now you know whatever you play this turn is going to get exiled. Witch Blessed. Do you bolt to play Witch Blessed? No. What do you got? Emperor Bones? Another Overlord of the Balemark. Okay, probably looking for Solitude. Finds Emperor Bones, no Solitude. Finds Felia, takes Flicker Wisp. Won't be able to cast it this turn, though. We'll exile the Overlord. And then we present Lethal on board. Okay, there's the Solitude. Do you Efem it? Solitude exiled. Solitude. Wow. Okay. And no Efem either. We'll go to end step. Going to fetch the Misty Rain. And fetch for a Shockland. Breeding Pool. Tapped. Overlord trigger. They're still in the game because now we're about to be on top deck mode. Draw. K command helps though. 5, 6, 7. Exile Overlord of the Balemark. And passing. So we know you have Witch Blessed Meadow and a Flicker Wisp. Is that it? Or is it just Flicker Wisp that we know of? It might just be the Flicker Wisp. There's an Emperor Bones. Guess you can grab the Solitude. Yep. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can command X equals 6. Exile the Devourer. So yes, the last card in hand is in fact the Flicker Wisp. Which they can exile my Yard with that Bog. Utopia Sprawl. For red. So once again, I can go for 6. Would be worth holding or just sending. We go 6. This adds 2 types to Yard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll add 2 types to Yard, so we'd be short 2, or short 1 for them are cool. So I think we hold. Let's not give them an excuse to flicker that Bog. Instead, they might be tempted to the Witch Blessed Meadow. And if they are, we might get lucky with them going for the Sprawl. Land. Well, I guess they're also going to exile something from Yard. 2 artifacts. Probably best to take the Malevolent Rumble or the KGC, yeah. That's fine, though. Take 4, down to 21. Do you play the Flicker Wisp? You do. What do you flicker, though? The Witch Blessed Meadow or the Bog? Oh, I'm just going to straight up flicker that. I mean, if you're going to do that, you might as well flicker the Witch Blessed Meadow. So that's a bit of a misplay. Like, same idea, just you get an extra body on board. Also, opponent doesn't realize they can do that. Let's see, we don't want Sprawl. We don't want Talisman. Forest or Bog. Tempted to grab the Temple and the Rumble. I mean, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can play anything in our decks. We don't need the Temple, but I will top the Rumble. Yep. Bring it back. I will not shock. And draw. Well, there's the Emrakul. What else can we get? Let's see. So we can go green, colorless. No reason to be shy. There's World Breaker. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 19. We're 1 short. Are we really? 6, 10, 11, 12, 19. Yeah, we're 1 short, unfortunately. Tis an Emrakul. Fetch with the Marsh Flats, Surveil Land. And keeps it on top. Go to our turn, comrade. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize self. Go to combat. Trigger. Um, Exile. Oh no. I guess Overlord? Yeah, Overlord to find answers. We'll exile the Overlord. And then go to combat. Attack with the Emperor. Block with the Emrakul. And pass. Comes down to your final draw, friend. Do we have game one? If it's not a Solitude, we win. It's not an... Oh, I guess Solitude Overlord would be options, yeah. Going to combat. Okay. Did you draw into something of relevance? Okay, feels like a Solitude. Go to combat. Attack. He-Fem. Yeah, that's fine. I should have exiled it. That's my bad. Well, I was not thinking. I was like, oh, what are you doing with that E-Fem? I'm like, oh, right. Oh, that's okay. Exile the Bog. That way they can't exile my yard for what it's worth. And hold up the command. Return Emrakul. Want to E-Fem again? Yes. Interesting. Once again, could have hit the Witchblast Meadow. Hopefully that misplay on my part does not cost me. We'll see though. Another Flicker Wisp, so now they're going to try and Flicker Wisp the Flicker Wisp? Indeed. I'll apologize ahead of time, opponent. I kinda did you dirty by slow rolling you. Did not mean to. Kinda just absentmindedly clicked through. Oh, one less. And opponent will scoop it up. So up against Blink. Went for game one. Alrighty. Well, we cut 2 KGC. Dismembers and K returns in. We also want to find room for these consigned memory. We don't want Bog. Ghost Core is still good though. So maybe drop 2 Emrakul, I think is what I've decided on in the past. Let me reference my sideboard guide just to confirm. And Blink. 2 Emrakul, 2 Karn. Oh, I forgot that the Bajuka Bog. That's right, I talked about it last time, I just haven't updated the guide. That's my bad. I'll try and remember to do that after this match. Alright, let's run it back. Alright, on the draw for game 2. I mean, if we draw into a soul land, this hand is pretty good, so I'll keep it. And pass. And the question is, are they on Vindicate, White Orchid, or Break the Ice? I imagine probably Vindicate. So I'll go Stomping Grounds tapped. Ideally drawn to a soul land, play Rumble, see if we can get to... Oh, looks like they're going to Arid Mesa, Shock, and Thoughtseize. Hit Rumble? No. Relic, okay. That's fine. Draw. That's not what I wanted to see. Pass. Relic target self. So they have a Ketra in hand. But why do that now, I guess is a good question. You have a White Orchid Phantom? Yeah, that's fine. That might tell me they also have an Ephem in hand. Yes. Forest. So now we need to hope not to rumble over Forest. Draw. A Talisman. Rumble. There is the soul land we're looking for. And pass. I think we'll tuck the Null Drifter. I will exile the Stomping Grounds. And pass. We'll take the 2 in the air. Down to 18. Another White Orchid. That is fine. Yes. Forest. Huh. I would like this Talisman, of course. Ugin Lab. Imprint Drifter. Cast Talisman. Cast Sowing Mycospawn. Fetch for... We could go another Ugin Lab Tuck Breaker as bait. It's a thought. Yeah, we'll go Ugin Lab. And Tuck Breaker. And then pass. Do you have the Ephem? Marsh Flats, so it looks like they do have the Ephem. So I got 2 more lands. Nope, no Ephem. Alright. Keeps it on top. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can play the Breaker next turn. I'll take 4. What you got, opponent? Looks like Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp target. They could just target my... So the funny thing is here, the right move is not the Flicker Wisp, the White Orchid, but the Flicker Wisp my tapped Ugin's Lab. Because that way they... I guess it's kind of the same difference. Yeah, never mind. Kind of same difference. Flicker Wisp. Like, it gives me back a land regardless. Yes. Last Forest, so this will be 4, 5, 6. So I guess we'll hold on to the World Breaker. I'm debating whether or not holding up the K command is right, but I think we do go Swain Megaspawn kicked. Get rid of a Godless Shrine, limit your options. Grab an Eldrazi Temple. Play Windswept Heath, and then we might as well attack. We can't block here. It'll be 7 damage. We're gonna be at 6 by the end of this. Yikes. Another land. They find a land. 3 cards. Thoughtseize annoying. Like, they're gonna take the command, so I might as well fetch here. Fetch here, commercial district. Wooded Foothills, the grave. Command. I guess we just make them take the command. Annoying. Well, at least next turn we'll be able to play the World Breaker. Now here's actually the funny part. If we draw into Karn, we win. No Karn. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, yeah. Return World Breaker to hand. Exile the Godless Shrine. And attack. Again, so Mega Spawns can't block. Alright, opponent. Do you have a EFEM? No. If you had an EFEM, then that would have worked, because they could have end-step Flicker Wisp the World Breaker for lethal. But now the main way they can kill me is if they have a... Even a Solitude kills me, actually. I guess it would be another Flicker Wisp. Yeah. Because we can block 3 down to 2. They need to hold back at least... Well, I mean, right now, 3 blockers. So they need a Flicker Wisp. Do they have it? Overlord of the Bellmark? But even then, they still need to hold back blockers. Emperor. They're short, though, in the Overlord. They do have 4 blockers now. Exiles the Overlord. Oh, I'm so sorry, opponent. So 1, 2, 3, 1... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to start with Ugin Lab. No imprint. Kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that will leave 3. Get rid of the Shadowy Backstreet. And that is very much the game done. I'll play the Temple, just confirm I do have the red source. Yes. Play the Temple. And let's not belabor the point then, shall we? Okay, return. Lethal on board. And I believe that is the game and match. GG's. Okay, return is one hell of a card. Even a Solitude won't save you. I guess you could Solitude. No, even Solitude in your own creature won't. Opponent just staring at the stack in disbelief. Yeah, I don't think there's any way out, right? Not that I can think of. Everything's X2 except for my creatures, which are X3 or greater. Solitude doesn't cut it. Yeah, opponent probably just evaluating how we got to this point, but I'll mark that down as a win. And that there, friends, is a 5-0 and our second trophy with Eldrazi Ramp so far this league. League season? Regardless, another 5-0. Definitely a bit of a strange mix of decks. Starting off with 2 land destruction decks, one Gruul with Cascade and one just mono red land destruction. Of course, you know, the better land destruction deck walked away victorious. Eldrazi Ramp, Mill, and finally Blink, but we actually only lost 1 game across all of them, which was against Eldrazi Ramp. And that was from me playing a little bit of a slow hand. Did not turn out in my favor. But that being said, I get the feeling my opponent might have just more or less stepped away from their keyboard. So we'll wrap up here. As always, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please do consider hitting that like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or just some general feedback. For as much as I hope that you all learn from me in both my successes and my failures, I hope to learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you haven't already and have reached this point in the video, please do consider hitting the like button. Not the like button, the subscribe button. Yes, become a subscriber as we're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers. With that being said, folks, I'll see y'all next time, right after this attack. Nope, we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye!